Hi! Thank you so much for tuning in to Ange'luscious Authentic Dishes. Today I'm going to be juicing up a storm. As you can see, I have an array of fruits and vegetables, and I have my glass pitchers because I only use glass containers. Now, right here, this was something that was actually pre-made, and it's almost done. This was pineapples with mangoes and ice, some lemon, and a little mint, and that was it. So it's almost done. And this is how I store all of my juices, in glass containers, because I don't have to worry about toxins and things like that leaching into my juices. I don't use plastic containers. Now, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I've been a cancer survivor since 2004. I was diagnosed in 2004, so it's been about 11 years, almost 11 years, that I've been cancer-free. Now, back when I was diagnosed, I had no idea what cancer was. I heard about the word cancer, but really, I didn't know of anyone, not a family member, not a friend, no one that actually died or passed away from cancer or had to be treated for cancer. So I was just not aware, totally unaware. About 10 years before I was diagnosed, I had a lump in my left breast, and I had no idea what it was. I didn't think it was anything, I didn't think it was a biggie. My mother always had these little lumps in her breast, and she would, I went to the doctor, and I took it out, it's nothing, it's just a cyst, he said it's nothing. And like I said, I was totally unaware, didn't understand what that meant. So when I had the lump in my breast, I thought, it's nothing, my mother has them all the time, and she just goes to the doctor and take them out. I went a couple of times, and I think it was an x-ray or sonogram or something, but I was told that, it's nothing, it's just a mass. Anyways, the lump was getting larger and larger over the years, and it was getting hard. So I decided that I wanted this lump out of my body. So I scheduled a visit, went to the doctor, and informed them of the lump that I had detected, and they were like super excited. Yay, she found the lump. He wanted to perform a biopsy. I really wasn't aware of cancer, but I knew I had a voice, and I didn't want to go through all this, biopsy and then come back and do something else. So I told him that I wanted to skip the whole biopsy process, and I'm like, look, I don't care if the biopsy comes back good or bad, I just want this lump out. So we skipped the biopsy, and we took the lump out. Okay. Went back to the doctor for results, and he was like, do you want the good news or the bad news? And either way, he told me the good news was that, the bad news was that the lump was cancerous. The good news is that it hadn't spread. What I was diagnosed with was called ductal carcinoma in situ, which means that the cancer still remained in the ducts. It hadn't spread, so that was great. I was offered two options, radiation or mastectomy. Even though I didn't know much about cancer, I heard the word radiation and chemotherapy and all that stuff. I remember hearing those words, and I remember, just watching on TV or seeing someone just looking really, really sick after radiation or chemo. And me being, the mastermind of my home, I can't afford to be sick in my house. I just don't get sick. I don't believe in being sick because I have to take care of my household. So radiation wasn't an option. I didn't want to be sick all the time for months and months and years and whatever, how long it takes to recover from that. So I opted for bilateral mastectomy. Now, by the way, I only had the lump in one breast, not both, just one. And the doctor recommended that I took both of them off. What he stated was that, sometimes if you have it in one breast, maybe, it's in the other, or just to be on the safe side, you don't want to have to come back if it's detected again and go through the same whole surgical procedure. So it kind of made sense to me, and I opted to have the second one removed as well. And it was a good thing that I did, because the second one also had precancerous cells. So we went ahead and got scheduled for the bilateral mastectomy. I was in surgery for about 24 hours. It was a really, really long surgery, because I had bilateral mastectomy with deep flap. I think that's what it's called. Which means they made an incision across my abdomen, and they had to remove the fat, whatever fat I had. This is the first time in my life I was vain. This is the first time in my life I actually wished I had a whole lot of fat in my belly. I didn't have much, so I couldn't get a lot of breasts, and I wanted big breasts. Yeah, cancerous and vain. But anyways, they used the fat, what little fat they had in the skin from my abdomen, to make the breast. And I guess you have to Google it to see exactly how the procedure is done, because I'm not really detailed on that. But to make a long story short, I had reconstructive surgery using my own body parts, my own body. Didn't have any silicone or anything like that. And I wanted it to be, as natural as possible. So I'm here, yay, and cancer-free. Now that I've told you my story about being diagnosed with breast cancer, ductal carcinoma in situ to be exact, and going through surgery for bilateral mastectomy, back then I still wasn't aware of chemicals and additives and food and the food that we were buying from the supermarket. I thought I was feeding my family well, because I was able to buy, cereal in the box and all these convenient, just convenience foods for my family. My house was stocked with a whole bunch of junk, because I wasn't educated that the food in the supermarket, foods that are not from the earth, can lead to a whole lot of chronic illnesses, and cancer being one of them, because the foods are tainted with all kinds of stuff. The food that we buy in the supermarket is just, it's ridiculous. Now that I understand how to read my labels and things like that, I prefer to eat healthier. I prefer to cook from scratch. And this is why I stress on cooking from scratch, and stop, getting fast food, because you have no idea what's in your food. That's a whole other story. But the doctor didn't really educate me on nutrition. I wasn't informed that, if you eat a lot of fruits and vegetables, it will decrease your chances of being ill, or, getting cancer, just being ill, period. Like I said, I don't get sick. Maybe this is the reason why I never get sick, because even though I used to buy a whole lot of junk and cereal and a lot of things that I'm not supposed to really eat, I always incorporated vegetables into my diet. So I knew a little bit about, eating my vegetables and trying to have a balanced diet. But anyways, after being diagnosed with cancer, about 7 years later, I was diagnosed with endometriosis. I had no idea what that was either. No idea. If you're not familiar with endometriosis, for us females, what it causes is excruciating, like unbearable, like labor pains whenever you have your monthly cycle. So if you know of anyone with fibroids or PCOS, all those symptoms, they're similar. And that was my wake-up call for me to really start going hard. At least 70 to 80% of my diet is now foods from the earth. The cancer, like I said, I wasn't educated about the cancer. I wasn't educated that, you got to eat right, and, just incorporate a whole lot of fruits and vegetables into your diet and eliminate a lot of things. So I got to the point where I had to do my own research. I was having periods that was ridiculous. It's a little too much information for me to like go into, but it was ridiculous. I was bleeding like I don't know what. But anyways, went to the doctor and I had surgery once again. He found the doctor did an ultrasound of my uterus, and his response was, I don't think that that's what's causing, you know, the pain and the heavy periods that you're having, because the size of the fibroid or whatever is like point something millimeter or centimeter. It was really small is what he was saying. So he didn't think that that was what was contributing to, you know, the issues that I was having, the female issues that I was having. So back then, you know, he opted for surgery. And back then, I was all for surgery. Hey, put me on the table. I'm ready. Let's take care of this, because that's all that I knew. Go to the doctor. You have surgery. The doctor fixes it, or get a pill. And the pill. You should have seen my medicine cabinet. Oh my God! I'm telling you, it looked like a pharmacy. This right here is now my pharmacy. This is my medicine cabinet. All these wonderful fruits and vegetables that we have here. Everything is easily assimilated into my body. And I love the way my body reacts. I can actually feel the difference. And now that I've actually made my own juices and I'm accustomed to making my own juices, it's really difficult for me to go and buy juices from concentrate. It's like, it tastes like poison. I will say over and over, juices from concentrate taste like poison, because my taste buds, it's so accustomed to the natural foods. Whenever I take something in, I can detect that preservative or additives or something immediately, and it tastes kind of off. I call it tastes like poison. So I try to use as much fruits and vegetables and whole foods. I incorporate a lot of whole foods into my diet. So that's pretty much my story for now. Let me go ahead and start juicing, because I've been talking a little bit too much. So I've got an omega juicer. I love the way this juicer juices everything. So what I'm going to do, I have a couple of juices here. I'm going to juice some carrots. I have carrots and ginger and lemon that I've actually pre-chopped, and I'm going to go ahead and start my juicing. All right, I'm going to add my lemons first because they're soft, and I need the juicer. I need the other, you know, harder vegetables to assist with pushing it through. So I put the lemons in first. All right, look at all that juice that I'm getting from those lemons. It's actually 2 lemons in here that I cut up. Oh wow, 2 lemons, and I've got what, about 2 ounces of juice from 2 lemons. That is awesome. Let me show this to you. Let it drip. See that? About 2 ounces of lemon juice. And I like to add lemon juice. I like to add lemon to my juices because it enlivens the juice and just really brightens the flavor. All right, so let me turn the juicer back on, and I'm going to add some carrots. And with the omega juicer, you have to pretty much take your time. You have to chop up everything. You can't really put a whole carrot in here. It'll sort of clog the juicer. So this is the only downside to having an omega. It juices beautifully. It extracts the juice, and I'm getting a lot of carrot over here on this side. So this is why I really love it, because it gives me a lot of juice. More juice, less pulp. So let me just go ahead and get this carrot in. What I'm doing is showing you how to make simple, I really enjoy eating them raw too. Simple carrot. You can play with it. And once you start juicing, you can start to incorporate other things with the carrot. See all of this here? I'm gonna make a cake. Nothing goes to waste. Nothing. Now let me move some of these things out of the way so you can see the juicer action going on over here. Alright? Let me move some of these things out of the way. Now this is the carrots. It's about 2 pounds of carrots. Some ginger, like a nice thumb of ginger. So I have a piece of ginger. I like about this size of ginger or more into my juices because I love the way that it burns as it goes down. So I'm going to go ahead and keep adding. And you got to add the vegetables slowly down the chute. Getting a lot of carrot juice right here. Oh, this is just wonderful. Look at all this pulp. This is pulp. I'm going to make a nice carrot cake. Ginger, lemons, carrots. It's going to be awesome. So let me just finish this. And I'm not adding any sugar or anything. You can add sugar if you want to. Just as sweet. It's up to you. If you want to add sugar, you can. But for me, I use the fruits. The carrot's naturally sweet, so it'll be sweet. And if I wanted it to be any sweeter, I usually add like pineapples or some apples into that, just to get it really sweet. So, my carrot's just about done. Like I said, it was about 2 pounds of carrots. And I've got about maybe 12 ounces of juice. Let me take a look. As you can see, it's full. That's a trash bin. Look at that. No juice. Look at that. Let's turn this off. See how much juice I have. I've got 12 ounces of juice from 2 pounds of carrots, and I'm going to pour it into my glass here. Let me give it a taste. Oh my God. That ginger. I can have it just like this. Just like that. See that? There is no reason why you shouldn't have your daily intake of fruits and vegetables. This here is a wonderful serving. It's nutritious. Keeps you full. I went ahead and I juiced some beets. It was about 4 beets that I put down. I chopped it up. Put it down the chute. Yes, these 4 beets yielded about 12 ounces of juice, as you can see here. This is beets, 4 small beets that I cut up into little chunks with ginger and lemon, and it's really refreshing. I don't know about you, but I love that earthy flavor from beets. I usually add some grapes, you know, down the chute as well whenever I make my beets, but my greedy son, D'Angelo, he drank all of it. He ate all of the grapes. Wow, this here is amazing. Look at that. Now I know the size of these glasses. 12 ounces of beets. Mmm. 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 This. Drink into my health here. You should drink to your health too. It's amazing. The lemon. Always use, if you don't have lemons, you can use limes. It really brightens the flavor. What I did, I peeled them and I just, just put the raw lemon down into the shoot, and with 2 lemons, as you can see, I got about 2 ounces of lemon juice each time. It really, imagine, 2 ounces of lemon juice into this cup. Really brightens the flavor. Yes, yes, yes. Now let me also remind you, I am an author. I have written my own cookbook. It is called From My Taste Buds to Yours, where I do encourage to cook from scratch. It has over 20 plus authentic Caribbean inspired recipes. It is hardcover, as you can see. Take a look. This is my table of contents. You can log on to my website at Ange'luscious.com and you can purchase your cookbook. It has step-by-step instructions for everyone. Beautiful, beautiful pictures, high definition photos. This is a shrimp recipe, and if you cannot read, you can still follow the pictures. As long as you're able to identify with all the products and the ingredients, you're able to cook these wonderful dishes as well. All right? So remember, log on to my website at Ange'luscious.com. This mangrove and red snapper with golden grape and Campari tomatoes. Lovely. Step-by-step photos. I show you how to, make the incision into your fish, wash your fish, season your fish, all that wonderful stuff. And this is definitely one of those cookbooks that you want to keep into your kitchen. I've got seasoned rice. Who doesn't know how to cook seasoned rice with a whole bunch of goodies in here? Step-by-step photos. I've got callaloo, because when I cook, I have to change things up a bit. This is my emancipated callaloo. Go ahead, get your copy of the cookbook. Like I said, if you're new to cooking, you don't really know how to cook, and you want to learn, do so. I've got, for all the turkey lovers, succulent, juicy turkey recipes. Get your copy today on Ange'luscious.com. All right? I've got one more juice to go that I'm going to help myself to. This is the pulp from the beets. This was only 4 small beets. I'm going to go ahead, transfer that to that container right there. Like I said, I'll be making, I call it my garbage cake. That's what D'Angelo calls it. Whenever I juice and I have all the pulp and everything left over, you can also check on my website. There is a recipe. A lot of my fans have actually tried it. Whenever I juice, like I said, whatever pulp is remaining, I use it to bake a cake. So I may make another video with the everything you can eat cake or garbage cake or whatever D'Angelo calls it, but it's my trash cake. So I'll make a video for that for you as well. So I've got my beets with ginger and lemon. And I've got my carrots with ginger and lemon. And like I said, this is just a base for a lot of juices. If you're new to juicing, you just want to test them out gradually, and then later you can incorporate other ingredients. Now this here, I've got celery, Granny Smith apple, some pineapples, lemon, and ginger. So because the pineapple is soft, I'm going to add the pineapples first and leave the harder fruits for last, so that it can actually push the pineapples through if anything happens to get stuck in here. So let's go. And this is about a cup of pineapple. I'm so greedy, I know, but it's really sweet. And it's actually pushing out whatever beets was, stuck in there. It's pushing out the beets, so there's beet juice still coming out right now, but that's okay. I'm gonna have my pineapples and celery and all this goodies. Now for celery, I have relatives that have high blood pressure, and celery is one of those things that I've seen for myself that actually reduces high blood pressure. So I make lots of celery juice. Celery with ginger, amazing. I, for one, cannot eat celery. You know how people have their chicken wings with celery and the dip and all of that? I cannot eat celery, but I can definitely drink it. Totally different flavor when I drink it. I really appreciate it in the form of a drink. So I'm doing that for myself today. And all fruits have some type of health benefits, multiple health benefits. So I'm adding them in here. Wow, I'm getting a lot of juice already. But yes, it's still looking kind of pink because of the beets. Nice piece of ginger, lots of ginger because I love that burn. And I've got cucumbers. See? I can eat them raw. I can drink them. I love my veggies. Celery. So this is Granny Smith apple, celery, cucumber, got a cup of pineapple, all that wonderful stuff. Let me show you how the cucumber really gives some vitamin water. Cucumber. It's alkaline. I don't buy vitamin water in the bottle either. I make my own vitamin water. Vitamin water right here. It's real hydrating. Let me try to get all the soft things through first. The leaves from the celery. And I chopped all these things up just to make it easier for me, so I didn't have to waste time on the video chopping up stuff when I could be doing all of this. And the next time around, I'll give you more stories about my health. If you are interested, let me know if you want to hear more, or about my surgeries. If you have any questions and I'm able to answer them for you, feel free to, you can follow me on Facebook. Inbox me. If you don't want to leave a message on the page, inbox me, email me. This is a lot of juice. And like I said, I've added no sugar because this Granny Smith apple is really nice and tart. Looks like. Once you juice some apples, at least once I juice the apples, I don't even buy apple juice in the store anymore. It's weird. Your taste buds just kind of changes. It's really weird. Everything tastes like poison out there. So I just buy my fruits and I juice them or I blend them, make my own stuff. These apples are too big. I need to cut them up a little bit more, but I'm getting a lot from the celery, the apples, the ginger, the lemon, the cucumber. Getting a whole lot of juice here. The pineapples, whole lot of juice. Now, if you're watching me from Facebook, please comment Otherwise, Facebook will remove you from my feeds. They may think you're not interested. If you don't share, like, or comment, they will remove me from your feeds, all right? So share, let me know what you think of the video. I appreciate your feedback. If you're watching this video from my YouTube channel, please hit the subscribe button. I'll greatly appreciate that. You can talk to me on either mediums, and I will respond to you as soon as I possibly can. Let's see what I have here. I'm going to have to use this to push down the little bit of celery here. There we go. Really have to use this, except for when it's like herbs or something, you know, that's not hard. Then I use it, but that's about it. But I'm getting a lot of juice. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. But like I said, if you are watching this video from my YouTube channel, please subscribe. If you're watching it anywhere, just share, like, comment. Greatly appreciate it. See how much juice we have here. Ooh, look at all of this. Got about almost 24 ounces of juice. And it's still tainted with the beets, because the beets, I should have done the beets last. Very refreshing. I'm going to go ahead, pour this in here. Like I said, if you want your juices, if you like them sweet, go ahead and add a sweetener like apples or mangoes or something of that nature. Pineapples, they really sweeten. Grapes really sweetens your food. It sweetens mine. I'm accustomed to not adding any types of sugar in my juices because they're naturally sweet. Whatever sweeteners you prefer, whether it be stevia, honey, whatever floats your boat, go ahead. I'm not here to tell you you can't eat this and you can't eat that and you can't do this. What I promote is incorporating a lot of fruits and vegetables, foods from the earth, whole foods. Add them to your diet. I'm not here to tell you, you know, you can't eat meats and you can't do this, and I'm not about that. Incorporate whole foods into your diet. Whole grains, beans, all that wonderful stuff. Eliminate chemicals. No chemicals, no additives, no preservatives. That processed food, just stay away from the processed foods, all right? Well, I thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you. I hope I did inspire you in some way. We'll do this again another time. Be blessed.